Chapter 1. Hello! Celia always gave the greeting a sing-song air with the addition of an extra syllable. "Hi, it's me," I said flatly, whilst mentally observing that my all-too-obvious misery was probably a plus point. After all, genuinely suicidal people were always outwardly positive to the last, weren't they? It's always the ones you least expect and all that. I had a sudden mental image of myself leaping from the top of a multi-story car park, waving cheerily with both hands and shouting, "I'm fine, honestly I am," before landing untidily on the tarmac below. "Ros!" My sister remained determinedly upbeat. "This is a nice surprise. You're calling late. Been out? How's the book trade? Anything exciting happening in St Albans?" "The guinea pig is dead." "What? Your guinea pig? The one who came with the house, Mr. Edmund?" "Mr. Edward," I corrected. "Oh dear, no." She said this almost to herself, and I detected a slight note of panic in her voice. I felt a rush of guilt. "Oh, it's okay. I'm fine," I said, somewhat unconvincingly. "I'm so sorry, Ros," said Celia. "But he must have been getting on a bit. How old was he? 3 or 4? Doesn't that make him a geriatric? And he had such a lovely life with you, didn't he, bless him? I mean, what would have happened if you hadn't taken him on? Weren't they going to put him down?" She paused for a moment. "Look, I know it's dreadful, but you mustn't get too distressed about it. Do remember all the positives in your life right now. Your lovely home, your great job, your friends at work, all the people who love you so very much." "Ros?" I stared out of the bay window, forgetting the need to respond. "Ros? Are you still there?" "Yes, I am." "I'm just saying that you have got a lot of things going right for you at the moment, and that guinea pig was one lucky rodent. Who knows what may have become of him if it hadn't been for you? He really landed on all 4 feet. Very lucky indeed. You should have called him Mr. Lucky, really." She laughed lightly. "My neighbour ran over him with his lawnmower." "What?" "My neighbour," I spoke slowly and deliberately, as if addressing a toddler, "ran over him," I paused and took a deep breath, "with his fly-mow." Another breath. "And then he buried the bits and came round here this evening with a bunch of flowers and an apology." "How terrible." Her voice shook slightly, and I wondered whether she wanted to laugh in spite of herself. I would have laughed myself, except that I knew it would have the potential to become maniacal, before terminating in the kind of abandoned weeping which was, thank goodness, increasingly infrequent these days, and usually kept at bay until bedtime. I put my hand over the receiver to prevent Celia from hearing my shortened breaths, the prelude to tears. "Actually, I wonder if I could talk to you later, see," I said after a moment. "I've just remembered that I have to—" "That's fine." She rescued me from the unformed lie with an interruption. "I've got to run myself, actually," she said briskly, feigning ignorance of the distress at the other end of the line. "But I will need to talk to you tomorrow about what we're going to do for Dad's birthday," she continued, attempting to give me an alternative point of focus whilst, at the same time, preparing the ground for checking up on me the next day. "You'll arrange the cake, won't you? You know how hopeless I am at that sort of thing." Now she was trying to make me feel needed, capable, and superior. "I'll call you tomorrow, Ros. It'll be quite early. Hope you don't mind. But I'll be out with Ben at football, in a muddy ditch with no mobile reception, for most of the day." This final statement was, I knew, code for, "I shall call you before dawn, and if you don't pick up, I will contact our parents, and they will be banging down your front door by 7:30 a.m. The latter had actually happened, one Sunday morning just a few months earlier, when I decided to stay over at a friend's house after a dinner party and had forgotten both my mobile phone and, more crucially, a promise to call my mother. Fortunately, upon being unable to gain entry to my home, Mum had made a few phone calls.